Have you ever picked up an old phone just to hear if it still works? That long-forgotten item, slowly gathering dust, has a peculiar weight to it, both in your hands and in your memory, doesn't it? It connects you to something. But what if I told you it could connect you to something far darker than you imagined? Welcome, dear wanderer of shadows. I am Violet Nocturne. Tonight, I will guide you into a harrowing tale of static, secrets, and a voice beyond explanation. Sit back, let the darkness in, and remember, never answer unknown calls. This story begins with Elise, a young woman who collects forgotten relics of yesteryear. Pale green rotary phones with a hint of faded yellow, mahogany radios with broken dials, devices from an era when each beep and crackle held mysteries. Her most prized recent find? A 1940s telephone, encased in blackened bakelite, its receiver cool and ominous in her hands. It came with a single caveat, whispered by the old seller in hushed tones. Do not plug it in. Naturally, curiosity had other ideas. Late one evening, when the world outside was cloaked in silence, Elise couldn't resist. She connected the cord to an adapter, and instantly, the phone gave a low, almost imperceptible hum. Not unnerving, at first. Just strange. She lifted the receiver. Nothing but static. Yet, deep within that static, she thought she heard her name. Elise. Now, have you ever experienced that tiny hiccup of fear? The one lurking in your stomach when something feels not quite right? Elise felt that. She tried to dismiss it. A glitch, a coincidence. But when the phone rang for the first time that night, her heart felt like it stopped. It was sharp, shrill, and unnatural, like the cry of something wounded but desperate. Against every instinct, she answered it. "Hello?" she whispered, her voice trembling. And that's when the cold slithered up her spine. The voice on the other end sounded familiar, impossibly familiar. It was her own. "Don't stay in the house," the voice said in a raspy, fractured tone. "Leave now, Elise. Now, before it's too late." What would you do if you heard yourself uttering those words through a device untouched by modernity? Would you listen? Elise, paralyzed by disbelief, did nothing. When the call disconnected and the sound of static filled the room again, she felt her surroundings shift. The room stretched and tilted, as if space itself had folded inward. The once innocuous hum of the phone grew louder, and then it rang again. Driven by a mixture of terror and inexplicable compulsion, she answered. But this time, the voice had changed. It wasn't hers anymore. It belonged to someone else. No, not someone. It belonged to everyone. Hundreds, maybe thousands of voices spoke in unison, weaving disparate phrases together. "I hear you. Don't run. It's too late. Isn't it beautiful in the dark?" Descriptions don't fully grasp the sound, but Elise's ears bled in metaphorical agony at its terrible coherence. It wasn't a conversation. It was an invasion. She slammed the receiver down, cutting herself off from the labyrinth of voices. But the phone refused to be silenced. Again and again it rang, every time louder, sharper, as though it intended to split her mind in two. Frantic, she tried unplugging it, pulling the cord from the wall with trembling hands, but nothing worked. The phone kept ringing. Exasperated and half-mad, Elise snatched the receiver up to scream into the void. But this time, the voice on the other end wasn't human. A low, guttural laugh permeated the airwaves. It said her full name. It recited, word for word, memories she hadn't uttered aloud in decades. Her childhood mistakes, her fleeting thoughts, her lies, everything she thought buried within her skull, entombed in her solitude. This voice had seen it all. And then, in a sinister whisper, it said, We were never calling to you. We were calling from you. Now let us out." The lights in her home flickered. The air grew denser, more oppressive. And then, silence. Deafening, pervasive silence. The phone lay there, still and dead once again, as though nothing had ever happened. Elise didn't leave her house after that night, or the night after, or the one after that. No one knows why. Some say she became part of the phone, trapped on the other end of its cursed circuits. Others don't say much at all because they, too, hear scratching noises on their own devices now, and they've started to unplug every phone in their homes, just in case. Ah, but that's just a story, isn't it? Or maybe it's a warning. Perhaps next time your phone rings at an odd hour, you will think twice before answering. Because who knows who or what might be trying to reach you. And darling, do remember, curiosity killed the cat, but the wrong kind of call could unravel something far worse than death. Until next time, wanderer of shadows, be cautious of what you allow into your home or into your mind. Sweet dreams, if you can. This has been Violet Nocturne, signing off from Echoes of the Dark.